Good morning, everybody. It's me, Delores, the pastor's daughter. Hey, so I said yesterday that I was gonna do better and start walking. So I'm actually out walking right now. So I hope you guys can hear me okay. I wasn't gonna walk this early because it's still a little chilly out here, but um I have a sweater and a jacket, so I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Anyway, I'm feeling quite emotional this morning, admittedly. I'm feeling a bit emotional because yeah, I'm just kind of like having like my own um parenting issues that I am trying to work through. Um and so I'm just kind of like just realizing the hey, how are you? Just realizing um yeah, just realizing like kind of like my own failures. You guys know I have a grown son and a 17-year-old son. So my kids are 22 and 22? Yeah, 22. God, wait, 17. Well, going on 22. It's been going on 18. It's just, um, parenting is hard, and I am coming to the realization um, that a lot of, maladaptive behaviors, a lot of, you know, bad parenting behaviors, really, is that like I'm carrying it on. And I just feel like I don't want my kids writing a book about me one day, and how terrible of a parent I was. I think that might be like the part of things that people don't really think about, a part of my story that people don't really think about. It's like, how do you how do you like really go on to be a better parent? How do you really like move forward with making like better decisions? And um I just feel so emotional. Oh my gosh. Wow. And it might be because my son actually said that to me. It's like he said he doesn't want to be writing a book about me one day. And like I feel that. And I feel like I've probably been that terrible. I think I've probably been that horrible at times. And I don't like it. I want to change. I want to change like the relationship. I want to change like my understanding and communication as it relates to my sons. I want to do something different. And I feel like I'm trying a lot of, not a lot, but a few different things. And I don't know if it's working. I don't know if it's improving anything. But not that I'll stop, I just you want to see like the good morning. You just want to see like the benefits of your work. And maybe I'm trying to see benefits before I really put in that time, and really just um yeah, just give it that time and consistency. I bought this book um what was it, the other day, like maybe a week and a half ago or something like that. And it's called Divorcing Your Parent. And it wasn't available on Kindle. I had to actually purchase the book. So I was wanting to do like just do a few live broadcasts, maybe reading the book and kind of going through some of the advice and best practices that this author recommends. Um, but I think that that's going to be a powerful step in trying to move forward with healthy relationships with my own children. It's I don't know, I just think it's going to be a powerful healing process for me to do that. There's still more that like I have to do as far as um working on my own healing. And I have to admit that it has become like a bit of a distraction for me, to me, not for me. I didn't want the distraction. It just is. And perhaps that has taken some energy and focus from, the my sons and well, just that I guess just the one in particular. Um, so I'm just trying to figure that out and how to be better, how to be a better mother, a better parent to him. So I don't know. I think it's probably time that we do some like maybe some family counseling, especially in light of everything that has happened with the book and all that stuff, and just kind of like um, come into the realizations with my relationship with my father. I think that it's probably time that well, I guess we'll get around that time. It's approaching that time where I have to shift my focus and really just put in that work to come to terms with my own failures as a parent. Mhm. Try not to be like that hard on myself about, you know, things that he does, but I take everything personal, like it's my fault, like my personal failures. And I know everything that, your kids do is not attributed to your parenting, it's not all your parenting fault, It's just um I don't know, I just feel that way sometimes. So I gotta work on that. Good morning, Tan. How are you, beautiful? I'm just out taking a walk. I said I was gonna do it, so I'm actually doing it. Hey, which is really good. It's actually really nice out here. It's chilly still, but and I think it's supposed to rain later on today. But it's okay out. It's okay out now. It's just nice to get out and get some fresh air. Yeah, it's a whole dead fish in this lake, and it's a big one too. Oh my gosh! I think I'm gonna take a picture. This is sad. I think it's because I'm in disbelief that this thing is so big and just so dead. That is so sad. That is so sad. It's just like, what happened? It's like giving you like, you know how like you see those scary movies that like it's just scary movie. Look, you know how you see the scary movies and it's like the fish are all like floating, like the water's all contaminated and all that. That's what it's giving me right now. But it's like really, really big. Hold on, I'm gonna turn my camera on I'm gonna turn my camera on so y'all can see this. Y'all don't want to see this, do you? I'm gonna let y'all see it anyway. Hold on, can y'all see me? Y'all can't see me at all. I want to show y'all this. I think y'all can still hear me now. I think I came back on the stream. But look though, it's giving you like, hold on, can y'all see that? Look, isn't it giving you like kind of like scary movie vibes? Just a dead fish just floating in the ocean like that. I mean, in the lake like that. Like, don't drink the water. Live stream by trying to show you guys a dead fish. Like, really? I just feel like y'all. I felt like y'all really needed to see that. You know, I just felt like you needed to see it. But anyway, just trying to come to terms with my own failed parenting. I think it was actually that emotional state that made me just be like, you know what, let me get out here and try to get some fresh air and get my thoughts together. I mean, I know I like can't be the only one who has, had those feelings like, golly, I'm failing at this parenting thing. Help, Jesus. It's just like, uh, and then I just feel like the state of the world, you know, just makes it all that more difficult. Jesus. And then, like I was telling y'all last night when I was on live, I was saying that thank you, Ted. I was saying last night that um when COVID, well, when that stuff, when that stuff happened, it seemed like I got afraid of my kids, and I don't know, maybe I don't know if I'm the only one with that either, but like I was scared anytime like the kids went out of the house. And then my youngest son in particular, he didn't take it seriously. He was like, it's not real, And I'm just like, boy, people are dying, And then I'm just like, I have fibromyalgia and I have lupus. And if I get it, it's going to be super hard on me and it's gonna kill me. Everybody was just so afraid. And when I think back on when things really seem to be strained, or to get strained, it was right around that time. And it was like I made everybody, like everybody had to go to their separate corners, right? I had gotten like another like a little refrigerator, and both of the boys had refrigerators in their rooms, with their own stash of stuff, which is like, I mean, that's like a blessing that a lot of people did not have during that, during the pandemic. And I know that, so I feel super blessed. But at the same time, it's like, I think no matter what your income level was, there was, a lot of stress associated with it. And I imagine that, the worse off you were financially, the worse the pandemic hit you. And probably even more stress were your relationships during that time. But it was just like everybody went to like their separate areas of the house, and it was like, you know don't don't come don't come in my space, wear your mask, go straight to your room, go straight and get cleaned up. And whereas before it would be, more interaction. It wouldn't be like, everybody has to go into their own separate space and stay away from each other. It just seemed like it was more togetherness, obviously. But that happening has not, like, since it happened, it has not necessarily gotten back to a place of like for real togetherness. Because like when you really think about it, right, like even if you see people out in there like they at events or whatever and they're taking pictures, you're still looking to see who's wearing their mask and who's not. And then you probably like keep um like keep watch on them to see like, okay, they went to an event last week, are they sick this week? It got that serious. It just got that serious where like we were just judging each other and afraid of each other. And then when I did get sick, I'm not gonna lie, I thought about, well, who made me sick? Who got me sick? you know of course I couldn't figure it out because I got sick around my birthday time. And so I was around a lot of people, which it could have been me who got people sick. And it's just made every relationship strained, you know but then on the flip side, you did kind of learn a lot about people too, though. It was like, okay, I see who I can and can't trust. I see who's clean and who's dirty. It was like you learned a lot about people during that time too. So, and then some people were able to actually keep distance, and actually have an alibi to do it, to keep distance from people who were toxic. And that was an eye-opening experience for a lot of us too. But it's just like for those relationships that were strained, that especially with kids, because see, what I think I've noticed is that my son seems to forget that it was a whole pandemic. Not only did he kind of not take it seriously in the beginning of it, um he still seems to forget, just kind of like with how kids are, they just have memories that are a little limited, you know. And once, especially like a tragedy like that, like traumatic experience, and it lasted for a long time, you just kind of like want to forget that ever even happened, that you ever had to go through that. But you still have the lasting effects of it. But you're not, at least in his case, he doesn't understand that the lasting effects were a result of, a whole pandemic. And we just haven't been able to get back or, find a healthy space to be in now with each other. And it's still like a work in progress. But it seems like I can pinpoint it back to that time at the onset of the pandemic. But I mean, I'd be lying if I said that things weren't a little strained before then. I mean, because they were. Because I had my own, issues from the way I grew up. And of course, I brought that into, you know, the parenting experience that I gave my children. And it wasn't healthy and it wasn't effective. I think, like, probably a lot of us need to admit that. Even if we carried it on, even if we felt like those tactics were somewhat okay for us to experience, we still have to acknowledge that our kids are totally different people and that maybe what worked for us isn't going to work for them. And maybe we just need to do something different. I know one thing, I'm trying. I'm trying hard, y'all. It but I get discouraged, when I feel like he's not making good decisions. And I take it personal like it's, like I'm failing. And I know that, there's a part that I am responsible for, but there's a part that I'm not. And I'm just trying to find that balance. But I still, um, just good morning. I firmly believe that not everybody should have kids, and that we have to start being honest about um, and really being transparent about our experiences as parents and as children. It's just like it's become the norm that people expect it, at a certain age, at a certain place in your stage in your life, people just expect that from you. And a lot of people give in to those expectations when they know that it's not what they want for themselves and that they can't be the parent that they need to be. I don't know. It's just, parenting is hard. And nobody's perfect and no kid is the same and, all of that stuff. But I don't abuse. I don't abuse. I don't control. I'm working on my manipulation because I am very manipulative. Very manipulative. Definitely got definitely got those skills. And I can see those same skills in my kids too. And your kids be different too, right? If you got more than one kid, if you got more than one kid, don't think because you had one and that one was easy, that the first one's always easy. I call the first one false advertising because because the first kid makes you think, oh, I can do this. This is gonna be easy. But then you have the second kid, and then you realize that they are nothing alike. I knew my second son was my I knew my second son was gonna be different. Like he was different in the womb. Okay. Like I remember one time it felt like he kicked off of one side of my stomach and like ran into the other side of my stomach, like head butted the other side. It just like I mean it was it was weird. And I just knew I was like that boy is gonna be something else. It's gonna be something else. And they just they have their own personalities, even at a young, like I could tell his personality before he ever came out of my stomach. I just knew it's gonna be a different kind of kid, and he is. He hasn't stopped, bringing the action since he was born, since he was in the womb. That child has not stopped bringing the action. Oh Lord. But I think it's one kid that makes you realize, like, makes you see your flaws, makes you see your shortcomings and um, challenges you, challenges you to be better, you know. At least that's one way to look at it, That's one way that you can look at it. That's one way I'm trying to look at it. Like, help me, Jesus. I'm just trying to look at it like, you know, he's holding a mirror up to me, just like I'm holding a mirror up to my father. And really, the only difference between my father and I is that I'm trying and I love my son. And I know that I have to change, that I have to do better. And I'm going to, I'm doing it. That's the only difference. Both of us have had traumatic childhoods, Both of us have experienced things that we should not have experienced. I, you know, I just happen to be able to know who who my abuser is. He's still alive and I can still talk to him or still talk about him or, make videos and, um, express what has happened. It may be because he's still alive, I mean, I don't think I'm going to, but I'm saying, you know, that the option, the opportunity was there and it's still there. Because as long as either one of us have breath in our bodies, then there is an opportunity to be better people, you know, even if we are not in each other's lives. But that's really the only difference. That's like the only, well, I can't say the only difference because I think intent has a lot to do with why I'm so angry with my father and his intentions um, were a lot of the issue that I had with him. Because so you can understand like your parents making mistakes, excuse me, and not being perfect and stuff like that. But um, when it seems like a person or when a person is obviously intending to be evil or violent or um, threatening or aggressive, stuff like that, then you look at things differently. You're like, okay, this person is trying to, um, you know, do things to me or trying to hurt me or, so that's different. But as far as a person who has been on the receiving end of, of any type of bad treatment, it may not look the same. And sometimes I might not look too different from my father to my son. He might look at me and just be like, "You're just like you." I don't know. He hasn't said that, but but he might. I don't know. God forbid. But I mean, I think that he's seen some similarities between us and how I handled things. How I talked. I could be pretty vicious with my mouth. With my words, and you know, sometimes my words can, cut like it feel like a belt. It could feel like an extension cord. I don't know, but I can imagine it does because sometimes that's my intent. Sometimes I intend to hurt with my words. So maybe sometimes there is no difference between me and my father. And I think that's really the hardest part to realize is that sometimes there is no difference. Sometimes I sound like him, and sometimes I may act like him. And I hate that. I hate that a lot. Mm-mm-mm. This is life. But I just wonder what you guys are doing. Like, what are y'all doing to heal from your childhood trauma? What are you doing to be better parents for your children? What are you doing to reconcile or heal the strain that you may have with your parents or with your children? Like, I want to know, you know? I definitely don't have all the answers. I get just as puzzled as everybody else from time to time. Parenting is not easy. Definitely not for the faint at heart. Yeah. Lord. I'm making it sound like it's dreadful, huh? Like, I don't mean it like that. I mean, it definitely has its dreadful moments, but my kids actually bring a lot of joy to my life. A lot of joy. And they're funny and smart and just, they're pretty amazing people, honestly. And then you know how, like, it's sometimes you just like, I don't want to screw them up, and you don't want to be too easy on them to where, like, they just turn out to be crap. And then you try not to be too hard so they don't turn out to be crap. Golly, the balance of it all. Guess we're gonna figure it out, y'all. Gonna figure it out. But I know one thing. It's it's nice to have a choice. Like, the choice is everything, you know? And even though I think that I've made my choice, and how in the trajectory, like where my relationship is going with my father, um, I have to recognize that just having the choice is powerful. It's like it frees you a bit. And he has the same choice. He has the choice whether to deal with me or not. Whether to even try. I feel like he's made his choice, um, but we all have a choice. That's what God gives us, and we don't have the right to take that away from each other. But when it's all said and done, I want my children to still choose me. And they have a choice to begin with. But once the choice is theirs, I want them to choose me because I'm healthy. You know, because I've done the work, because I've proven my love and you know and showed them. That's not unreasonable. That's not a huge ask. That's not an unreasonable ask. Just like it's not unreasonable for me to require that of my father or anyone I have a relationship with. Respect, love, boundaries. Just like we all have a choice. Anyway, I'm done with my walk. So thank you for walking with me, walking and talking with me, you guys. Oh, guess y'all gonna have to start holding me accountable, huh? We did this walk and talk together. We have to do it again. Be consistent, honey. But this was good, though. I'm less emotional than I was when I first started. So, but anyway, y'all have a wonderful day and go be productive, be blessed, be prosperous, and be good parents. And if you can't be good parents, then don't be parents, okay? Anyway, I love y'all. Have a good day. Bye bye for now.